So let's do some rapid firing and then we'll get into these ring shanks, okay? Hey guys, Brad here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Dewalt's newest nailer. This is the DCN 692. This is the battery operated nailer that Dewalt is offering on the 20 volt platform. Before I get into it, make sure you guys subscribe, hit that notify bell, and give me a thumbs up at the end of the video if you like it. And also, we're just showing off our new swag. This is our Hammer and Home hoodie that we just had made. So if you want one, we are selling them. Help support the channel, all that good stuff. But yeah, it says Hammer and Home on the front. And then on the back, it's got my tagline, keep on crushing it. So yeah, we're pretty stoked about that. But first, let's get to this review. This is a pretty sweet gun. I've been using these for a long time now. The first video I did was, I think it was like a year, maybe a year and a half ago. I don't know. And we'll bring that gun out. But this one here takes 30-degree paper nails. So I'm using the pass load nails. Okay. This gun will shoot clip head and full round. These ones are the full round. And then we're going to do some ring shank nails as well, right here, and they are the clip head, okay? So we can kind of show the difference between ring shank and smooth shank and how much it actually affects, you know, going in, the driving force of these nails. It does make a little bit of a difference, so I will show you. This thing, not a lot really has changed, except they have redone the motor inside, so it's supposed to be better. I have noticed that it's better. The front here is a little bit different now. Just how this adjusts. It's just some different parts, but overall it still functions the same way. There's no light on this. It's the spool up system. So as soon as you press that trigger, this is making that kind of windy noise with the motor spooling up. It's kind of annoying. One thing with this gun and with Dewalt guns, it's when you're putting the nails in, I'll show you, you have to have this clip pulled back. Now I've been using the Metabo or Hitachi nail gun lately, so it's opposite, but basically you have to pull this back first and then slide the nails in. Not a big deal, but when you get used to a different gun, it's kind of, you know, just bugs me a little bit, but whatever. Then you lock that forward. So that's how you put the nails in, okay? This gun's weighing 8 pounds and it holds up to 55 nails at a time. It has the dry fire mechanism up here, so if you're getting a jam or it's just not firing properly, you just pull that. So that's how that works. This will shoot anywhere from 2-inch to 3.5-inch nails. Excuse me. And again, they're 30-degree nails and clipped or full head. And yeah, I think let's do some shots. Oh yeah, and for diameter, it'll shoot 0.113 of an inch to 0.131 of an inch for your diameter of nail. Okay, so we're going to use a 5 amp hour battery. It's fully charged. Slides in the back here, just like that. We do have a rafter hook or belt hook or whatever you want to call them. It's not bad. I mean, you know, gets the job done. And one other thing before I start firing nails here, on the front, this is where you've got your selector switch for bump fire or just single shot. I don't understand why these are so tough to move over. You got to use like a, I don't know, it takes a while to loosen up, but man, sometimes they just really are hard to move over. So that's single shot. You can see the single nail there. And then that's bump fire. And then this one here between, it has a number 1 and 2. Number 2 is when you're shooting the longer nails, and number 1 is when you're shooting shorter length of nails, which I am almost never doing. I'm always shooting, you know, 3 inches or larger. All right, guys, so let's do some firing. I'm just gonna throw my glasses on. And this is a brushless motor too, if you're wondering. So let's just shoot some nails into this 4x6 here. So you can see it's burying these things. That's about 1/4 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch down. And I've got this set to the deepest setting. All right, so really, really good. The only thing like everyone complains about is the spooling up noise. You get used to it. This gun, you know, it's 8 pounds, so it's a whole pound lighter than the Metabo. And I think even the Milwaukee might even be heavier than the Metabo too. So as far as weight goes, this is one of the lightest guns in its class. Now, let's do some rapid firing, and then we'll get into these ring shanks, okay? So pretty fast. You could frame a house with this if you really wanted to. Now let's do some ring shanks. So to get the nails out, you have to pull this back, slide the nails out, drop the new nails in, and there we go. So I haven't changed any settings here. Let's show the ring shank. Okay, so the ring shank, not as deep. Now that's just because there's more friction because of the nail itself. As you guys know, they have these little rings on them, okay? So when you're driving this into wood, it just catches really, really well, but it also doesn't allow you to drive them in as far. Now if you're framing, that's almost too deep, okay? Especially like these first holes on the smooth shanks, that would be too deep for framing. But you get the idea. It will pound them in, no problem. The only thing I don't like, and I've been battling with it for a long time, is when you're framing in the rain or in the winter and these nails get wet, the paper, they're just useless. They become total garbage and you cannot use them. So it's something to think about. If you are, let's say you're in Vancouver, which rains a lot, you might want to be looking at a different system, maybe that uses a wire collated nail. But for the most part, I love these guns. I think they're great. And I'm really happy with this one. Now, let's just show you the old one. This is the first generation right here. Now this gun is a little bit broken. The spooling in it doesn't work very well, so it's been sitting on the shelf for about a year now. But like this end piece is kind of loose. I really need to take it into the service shop and get this thing fixed. But basically identical on the outside, almost. The front, like I said, is a little bit different, so you can see here. So the springs look the same. This is yellow, that's black. There's a screw head right here, so that's when I'm turning this, it's just going through the threads on this. Whereas this one, it's all encased, so you can't quite see it. All right, so that's one difference. What else we got on the bottom here? They've changed the belt clip a little bit. All right. The diameter across, we've got about 2.5 inches to 2 3/4 roughly. And then this guy is about 2 inches. Okay, so they've increased this space from the new one compared to the old one. I'm just trying to remember where it is on here. So on this one, when you're changing between different size nails, so in mode 1, you'd be shooting between 2 inch and 3 inch. And then in mode 2, you're shooting 3 1/4 to 3 1/2. Okay. And then on the back here, right here, this is how you change between bump fire and regular fire. Whereas with this gun, that is all located right here. Okay. And this one you can shoot up to 3.5 inches as well, which I mentioned. So they've just moved stuff around a little bit. Doesn't really make a difference in the operation as far as I'm concerned. I will fire this one a couple times, see if it works even. And I've got smooth shanks in both. Okay, so we'll go at the same time here. We'll have a nail off. See which one can keep up to the next. Okay. So, one thing I will note, I'm going to put them both on bump. See, even after years of using this gun, still trying to get that bump fire over, it's painful. Like, just made an impression on my finger. Like, I'm really pushing hard. So it's just something I really don't understand why that is so hard to move over. It's kind of ridiculous. Okay, so let's fire a bunch of nails here, okay? Now you can see this thing has pretty much had its day. Yeah. I think it's done. Use a screwdriver to push this over. Oh. Okay. Let's try it again. No. So, if you guys are wondering what a broken gun looks like, here you go. You can kind of feel the mechanism turning in there, but it just doesn't want to turn over. So this has to be serviced. I did have it firing before I did the video because I wanted to do a bit of a comparison, but now it doesn't want to work. So too bad, so sad. All right, guys. What do I think about this thing? I like it. It's well balanced. It's nice and short. I didn't give you that measurement. It is front to back, like 14.25, 14.5 roughly, somewhere in there. So you can get it in between studs, no problem. Yeah, it's a good gun. You know, if you're on the Dewalt platform, I would recommend it. It was a big decision for me to go to the Metabo gun, and I don't regret it at all. I'm going to be doing a video comparing this one to the Metabo coming up, so make sure you subscribe so you can check that one out as well. So yeah, if you have any questions, guys, please leave some comments down below. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe, hit the notify bell, all that good stuff. Till next time, keep on crushing it, and we'll catch you later.